Alright.
So this is the Combat Station, and I'm your host, Ty Matthews. And today we have a special guest, Tim Wilde. How you doing, Tim?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Always good. Anyway, so let's get right into it. This weekend, you obviously won your fight against your opponent, Yves Landu. What would you rate your performance in that fight?
Um, I would probably rate it on a percentage wise. I would say I gave it a good 85% performance. I was happy with it. I feel like I have more to give. I was very happy with it considering I'd had like 2 years off prior to that. But yeah, I still know that I have a lot more to give, and I'm constantly learning. As all fighters are in this sport. So yeah, I'd say a good like eight out of 10. Say.
Did you catch on the card the main event with MVP versus Lima?
Actually, in the crowd, like I saw kind of from about halfway through round two. Um, from what I seen, I know it was the later stages of the fight, but it looked like Lima like kind of was the more dominant fighter. I haven't yet watched it back, um, but yeah, it was kind of going how I would have expected it to with MVP moving a lot, picking him at range. But once kind of Lima got his hands on him, seemed to just control him. So I didn't see the previous round, round one, so can't give a full like guess of it.
Well, Tim, right now you're on a two-fight win streak, I believe. Are you
Yeah.
looking for a move up the rankings, or do you feel maybe a few more British opponents and then maybe back up because you obviously fought Brent Primus before? Would you like a high ranked opponent, or do you want to keep maybe a few more unranked?
Um, to be honest, I do want to get back in there quick from having like a long time out. I feel I've got some catching up to do, but I kind of said this in my post-fight interview, but I don't know if it came across clearly because within the moment, the adrenaline going and whatnot. But I kind of feel like me and Charlie Leary already fought for the number one spot in UK, kind of unofficially. And, I come away with that with a close fight, but with a win. So the way I saw it, I was after that fight the unofficial number one in the UK. People may, kind of argue it elsewhere. Um, so then to fight Landu, who's number one in France, and beat him, I already think I'm kind of putting my stake out there as being at least in the top three lightweights in the UK, if not in Europe. I know they talk about Soren back. I know Sol Rogers has moved up to lightweight now. So whether Bellator want me to fight a few more Brits or Europeans, I'm happy to do that and kind of solidify myself as the European number one. But the ultimate goal is, to get into that top 10 rankings and start moving up the ladder. So, you know, I would like another European fight just to kind of confirm that, whether that was someone like Sorenbach or, like I say, Sol, or, establish myself there. And then, yeah, keep working up, fighting these Americans. I would like to run that back with Primus down the line and, yeah, chase the gold. That's the dream.
Mate, you're already putting a stake out there. Number one in the UK, now number one in France. What next? Any anyway, is there any fights in the top 10 that do interest you? Any matchups you do want in the future?
Yeah, I quite like Miles Jury, and I know he's a good fighter. He likes to strike, slightly unorthodox. I think that we're very similar kind of build and range. I think that me and and he's tough as well. I think me and him have put on a good fight. I've always kind of dreamt of fighting Benson Henderson as well. Again, a fantastic striker, slightly different build to Miles, so it would be approached and trained for in a different way. But though I, I'm a striker at heart, and I like to put on entertaining fights, and I know those two guys both do as well. So I think those would make they're both in the top 10. That would make two entertaining fights. And like I do really want to run that Primus fight back. I felt like I didn't even get a chance to get going. He won fair and square, but I think I can do more with that. So
How did it feel at the upper echelon of Bellator at the highest level? Did you feel you were outmatched, or did you feel you could fight at that level?
I always go in. Yeah, I mean, I always go into every fight confident that I can win the fight. Where I was at, um, the previous gym and my previous management. I think perhaps it was a bit too much too soon, realistically, for my debut on Bellator main event hometown. It was a lot to take in for my first fight on such a big show. I think I coped with it well, and the training went perfectly. But yeah, like he capitalized on me making a mistake of diving onto him straight away, and he got the awesome submission goggle platter, and he's a great guy, Brent. Promises we're friends now, and yeah, but I want to run it back. I think that I didn't even get a chance to get to show anything, and I'm twice the fighter I was now compared to then. So if I keep working the way that I am, by the time we meet again, maybe I don't know, 2 years down the line, I think it'll be a much different result.
Do you think you can make it to the highest level in Bellator?
Absolutely, 100%. I believe that within 3 to 5 fights, you'll see me not only in the top 10, but top five, I believe. And my plan is to fight for the world title. So I'll keep working with the high level guys that I am. People have only, I've only really, around my injury and through COVID, I've only really trained with Renegade and under my new management, with my new coaches for 6 months, sporadically over the last 2 years. So I can't wait to see what I'll do with another solid 2 years of training with them. I've seen how I've improved in that short amount of time. So I am excited for the future. I know age is not on my side. I'm 34. I don't feel old. I keep up with all the young guns in the gym. So, but I'm also no spring chicken. So I do recognise that.
I was gonna ask you before this fight. I believe you had a fight with Alfie Davis cancelled.
Yeah.
Would that fight maybe interest you because he's just ranked outside the top 10, I think, because he was recently ranked there, but he lost. Would that fight maybe interest you?
Yeah, definitely. I actually seen him Friday night, and again just said hello. And he said to me, he says, "We've got to don't forget, we've got to make that fight happen." And I says, "Yeah, man, I'm all down. Like I'm up for that." I do think that would make an entertaining fight. But yeah, unfortunately, it was cancelled due to COVID like 2 years ago now. So I know, like 18 months ago, that was cancelled. So yeah, but I would be up for that fight if that's what Bellator want to see. They're you know they're the powers that.
We had a little technical error, but now we're back. So anyway, Tim, what I was gonna ask you is when do you think we'll see you again in Bellator?
Well, I've got one more fight on my contract, so I'm meeting with my manager at the end of this week, and we'll kind of put a game plan together as to whether we look to renegotiate or fight the last fight of the contract. Ideally, I'd like to get out probably before the end of the year, latest January. So kind of depends on what my manager suggests business wise, what the best move to do is.
Does the fight have to be in Europe or maybe would the States interest you?
Yeah, definitely. I've got the P1 visa to go and work out in the States, so I would be interested in going out there. But if I'm going to fight a European, it'll probably be in Europe. So it depends on what Bellator have planned for me, what the vision that they have for me. So if they think I'm ready to get back and fight them, the American guys, then yeah, let it be. Like I'd be happy to do that.
Do you see yourself spending the rest of your career with Bellator?
Do you know what? Like the dream when I first started fighting was UFC, and I think it's every fighter's dream. But for me, I love fighting in Bellator. They treat me really well, they pay me well, and I'm fighting high level guys all around the world. So as long as I continue to do that, I don't really care who I fight for. So I do, but I've fought for a lot of promotions already, and I do really, really enjoy Bellator, and they treat the fighters good. So I'm happy to stay with them for now.
Tim, we've spoke about multiple opponents, but before we end it, right now, call your shot. The opponent you want, say who it is.
Uh, I'm gonna have to say Soren back. He's got a target on his back, and I think they seem to rate him. So I want to say sorry back. Let me knock that guy out and show him that I'm number one in Europe.
That's what I like to hear. So, anything you want to say to your fans?
Thanks for all the support. The walkout at London was amazing. I know I was fighting a French guy, so I felt like I had the whole arena behind me. Keep supporting me as you do because it really, it goes a long way with me and it motivates me even more.
Tim, it's been a pleasure having you on. Hopefully, we'll get you
Nice
back
one.
on when you get another fight booked.
Yeah, man.
But for now, this has been the Combat Station, and we are out.